solar, but also because of legislation that we tried to pass. Or actually, we did pass it, then asked for it to be vetoed. The biggest part of that legislation was to divide this position, the chairman/county manager. The reason I asked to do that, and the reason all these guys up here agreed with it, is currently you have a chairman/county administrator. Where can that person come from? One place, Irwin County. They must be a registered voter in Irwin County. Then they also must have interest in being in politics and sitting at this table and dealing with this. I mean, no offense, but my blood pressure was 190 over 110 earlier today. Who wants to subject themselves to that? Not very many people. So you have a chairman/administrator that can only come from Irwin County. You can't go outside the tract out because they have to be a registered voter in this county to even qualify. Then they have to be interested in this position as a chairman to have any chance to be the administrator of the county. How many people do we have in this county who are interested? I just told you that Mr. Alman Marshall going with me ran for it, and I'm first idiot on social media. And I'm just being completely honest.
Ow.
The reason I wanted to divide the position is put out there I wanted to raise. But I like to make more money. I don't know anybody. I'll be the first one to tell you that. Where we had to go to get it to make sure. That's the only education I had coming in. It's the only education he had when he came in. The only education Joey Whitley had when he came in. We didn't apprentice under another county manager somewhere to learn how to do this job like most people. You look at Tiff County's county manager, I know him personally. He's from Lowndes County, still lives in Lowndes County. He was the assistant manager in Lowndes County and then moved to Tiff to run Tiff County. So he had experience when he walked in the door. He knew all about Halifax ordinance. He knew about all these things before he ever took that position. We don't have that ability here. When you have 9,300 people, do you know how many registered voters? Just under 6,000. Okay, so you narrow it down to 6,000. Now you narrow it down to people that are even remotely interested in being in politics. Now they're going for a full-time job. It gets really slim real quick. And you get upset because they make a mistake. Somebody better than me, I'll be more than happy to step aside. More than happy. I'm not trying to sound arrogant when I say this, but I make more money than I tell.
Hush! No, don't eat no more of that. Shh.
my issue with the whole thing was, I don't think any county commissioner or chairman should have been eligible for those positions. That's my opinion.
I agree with you.
But I think it's been a conflict of interest. But,
I agree with you, but it's a conflict of interest. It's been a conflict of interest since 1933. Because it's been that way since we had enabling legislation.
well,
Now, that said, another issue is they are few and far between. Most county managers right now are taking out a private business.
right.
When they're taking out a private business, they have to go through the same learning curve that I did, because that's where I come from.
Right.
So they have to learn the job. And these small communities like us, we pay for that education. And then they go off to a bigger community somewhere, because then they have that experience. So the fact that I did already have 2.5 years of experience and had already been through some of those trials, and unfortunately y'all had already paid for me to learn those lessons, yeah, I was willing to put my name in the hat and say, okay, if you think I'm the best person for it, I'll be glad to continue doing it.
Right.
But if there's a better option, take that option.
Right. Well, I agree that the eligibility thing was the issue, I think, or what I heard most.
The eligibility was contested because there is a law that says that you cannot manage your own position, basically. You
Right.
can't oversee your own position.
Right.
And that's real easy to understand. What we didn't know at the time, that I didn't write the legislation. I made a recommendation, and the attorney called me and said, I think this is, I won't say what he said, but it ain't good. And I said, okay, you do this for a living. You tell me what you think is good. He came back with something, and I agreed. It's a lot better than what I come up with. I said, okay, that's fine with me. I put it in front of these guys, all of them said, yeah, we agree with that, let's go that route. When that legislation was questioned, the rumors were going around that Scott wanted a raise. I already told you, yeah, I'd love to have a raise, I'm not gonna lie about it, but that wasn't the point. The point was what I've already told you. But I said, okay, people already think this is about me. It's not about me. So y'all four get together and determine who you want to go talk and find out how we should handle this. How should we move forward? They elected for Chris to do it. Chris called around and got the information that we think is best to veto the bill. So I sent an email to the governor and asked him to veto the legislation that I had asked him to pass. The attorney that wrote it came back furious, because he said everything that you're saying here is absolutely true. That's exactly what the law says. You're missing one sentence, except for stipulated in local legislation. That's exactly what we were doing. And that's the way it works currently. Because currently, like it or not, I supervise my own position. I'm the chairman and the county administrator, so I supervise my own position. And don't spend the day with me. That's an awful lot of authority to have, and a chance for somebody to screw this community, and you never know it. If there's not an honest man in this seat or honest woman, it can be us before you can catch him. And
I'm
before
fine
you
with
get rid of him, he sat up here and told you what all you had to do to get rid of him.
Right. But here's the thing. I'm fine with the legislation, other than I don't think any county commissioner or chairman should be able to hold any of those positions. Now, I understand right now you're both. So technically that's one position. The chairman is currently the county manager. That's a totally different situation. But the other thing was with the way the original solar ordinance was passed July 11th of last year, there was no public input on it. And from my understanding, Jessica was not utilized in the writing of that. So
She was not.
So why not? That's what it was. Why didn't
I
you
just
delegate?
explained that to you. I didn't know. I know that now. I guarantee you, we'll never do another ordinance without her knowing about it. We won't do another ordinance, period. She'll do it. You think I want that responsibility? I done it because I was at an economic development conference, and a lady made a comment about solar that was negative. I asked her, if you don't mind explaining to me what the deal is, I'd like to know. So I talked to her. She put me in their job was. I was struggling trying to figure out what on earth mine is. All I knew is that somebody told me, hey, if you love your community, protect it. Get an ordinance in place to protect yourself, because otherwise they can walk some life right in and do whatever they want to do to get something in place to protect them. So that's exactly what we done. Did we do it the right way? Absolutely not. But we thought we were doing the right thing at the time.
Right. My next question is, wouldn't that be a place where the county attorney should be advising?
Yeah.
Not on the ordinance. We don't have a crowd. The ordinance is always out.
Right, but couldn't you have advised, they advised him the proper channel?
Oh, yeah.
Flow?
Yeah.
Say, hey, Scott.
That's why it didn't pass in, what, January 20. They had to go back and redo it. But when something's done, they don't ask me about it.
Right.
It's done, it's done. So that's what we did. We went back and they redid it. But we didn't sit down and just draft out what we wanted it to say. None of us had that experience. You have to get that. You get copies or modelings from other communities.
Right.
What I say is, I need to ask him a lot more than what I do, but there again, when you're the chairman and the county administrator, and I was also the road superintendent at the time, I'm not asking for any sympathy, don't get me wrong. I chose to do what I'm doing, I don't need any sympathy from anybody. But when you try to do all those things, and you think you're doing the right thing, you just go with it, because you don't have so many hours in the day. I didn't think to call him, and whenever I did, a lot of times he's in court, he's a busy guy. And I'm not blaming him at all, not one bit. But
Well, I'm not either.
you think you're doing the right thing, you move forward with it, because coming from small business, we didn't ask 1,000 people before we done something. We made a decision to roll it. And that's something that I've had to learn coming into government, is you gotta slow down a little bit and ask some other people. I was used to being the end all be all. And you come into this position to some degree, you're still in this county, and it needs to be split, so that type of stuff doesn't happen. Anyone else?
Scott, I've been to several meetings over the past several months, and I noticed we're spending money. We're spending money, but I don't know how we're spending. I don't know what the financial condition of the county. Where do we find this, or do y'all report back during the meeting?
We have an audit that's done, we're required to have an audit done yearly. Audit was just finished, just in the nick of time. That audit will tell you about anything you need to know about the county's finances. And it's public information. All you have to do is call our office and we'll get you a copy of it.
I was just wondering, where we're at, how much money we have.
Now, that said, there's
Because we're
also something
spending.
called an open records request. You can open records request at any time and ask for basically any document that's not personnel related for the county. But anything you want to know about finances, or anything you want to know about meetings, anything you want to know about any of it, you can do an open records request to this lady back here, and she has, 72 hours to respond to you.
Okay.
Now, obviously, if you do it on Friday afternoon, I mean, she may need a little more time, but by respond, it may be that she responds to you an email and says, I'm working on it, I'll get that information to you, but she does have to respond to you and get that information to you in a timely manner. That said, if it's basic information, I don't care if you do an open record request or not, tell me what you want to see and I'll show it to you, I don't have anything to hide.
Okay. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Can we get financial on the website? I know fiscal year 2020 balance sheets on
How
there.
much do you want me to spend on the website? That's the next question.
Well, you said you just had to send it to the website, people are going to upload, right?
And every page costs you extra money to manage. So when you get the file,
How much time is you going to spend on open records act? For requests?
how many requests have you got in the last year? It's not much.
Might get more now.
Well, and if we do, we do. Anyone else have any questions? Go ahead.
So a lot of the information ago, you said newspaper or posted outside the buildings. Is there something stopping y'all from putting it on Facebook? Because I know for me personally, that's why I'm here today, because I seen it on Facebook. Most of your, younger generation, they don't read the newspaper, they don't go to the buildings, they don't know what's going on in the community. But y'all said y'all wanted people to be more involved, more than 2 or 3 people to be here for these meetings. And you don't have a budget for the website, but Facebook has proved to be more efficient for everyone. And that's probably why most of these people are here today, I would assume.
I don't know if there's any legal issue with us posting it all on Facebook or not.
I mean, if it's public records,
Scott, we do have Project Vision that announces, like, the monthly calendar with all of the county, city meetings, all the happenings, events that are going on in Irwin County. One thing we heard a lot was there's nothing to do here, but when we started collecting, we don't even include what all the churches do. There's a lot going on for us to do. So Project Vision, join it. It puts every month, it puts the monthly meetings up there. But what we're finding too is Facebook still is not reaching everybody. And the Soul Star's not reaching everybody. So we've got to collectively figure out how do we because the younger generation doesn't do Facebook. They're doing Instagram and Twitter and all that great stuff. So we're still not cracking the code, but Project Vision has the information.
You know, nothing else, we'll move on to the commissioners. Do you have anything?
this is what works.
I actually just got on the phone with a guy, I want him to come out and look at it and see what he can figure out. Mandy is working on getting the building going. She's working on that now. And I contacted the engineer that's handling the grant that is supposed to basically rebuild the majority of that, is to replace every meter, rebuild both wells. I forget if it's to replace or refurbish, the tank on the west side of the store. It's in pretty rough shape, and to rebuild that oil house. That was something that was awarded to us. We applied for it. I came up to the office on Sweet Potato Day, the first year I was in office and submitted the application. And it was awarded within a few months after that. And we're still waiting on them to, unfortunately, it's a federal deal, and anything federal takes a lot of time. So we're waiting on that to go through. Aldi needs to go out and flush some hydrants the other day, and we've actually gotten Brandon asked for the map of all the lines All right. Well, that said, that's it. I do have a need for executive session. I need to go in and talk to these guys about personnel issues. Y'all welcome to stick around. It's just to update them on personnel issues